Hello and welcome to Pick a Card Palace. In today's Pick a Card reading, we will be answering the question, how can you achieve your goal? For this reading, we have three options. Option one is this cute little lipstick here. Isn't that cute? Okay, these are actually erasers. Okay, we'll stay there. Option two is this pair of sunglasses, look, with little arms that move. Whatever those are called. What are those called? I don't know. All right. And option three is this purse. Okay, so I'm going to let you look at these three and you can choose which one you're the most drawn to. Once you've made your selection, you can scroll down to the description box where you will find links to each of these individual readings. Now I'm going to give you a little more time to make your selection before we get started. Okay, so if you chose this lipstick eraser, this is going to be your reading. Let me get it to kind of be in the middle. All right. So, actually, maybe I'll put it over here. We'll see how this works out. Okay, so for those who chose option one, how can they achieve their goal? How can they achieve their goal? We have Metal Monkey, Let Go of Control. And we have, see, the Wood Pig, Moving Up the Vortex. Okay, so of course this is a very open-ended type of question that we're answering today. So of course, as always, you should take what resonates and leave the rest. But I'm going to try to speak in a more generalized way so that it can fit various situations. Because I don't know what your goal is. It can be anything that you're coming to this reading wondering about. But for you, option one, very clear starting message. In order to achieve your goal, in a paradoxical kind of way, you're going to have to let go of control. It seems that your situation is one in which it really isn't fully up to you. So you can't make this thing happen. You're going to have to, in a sense, go with the flow, pay attention to the signs around you and the indicators. And I don't necessarily mean in like some kind of woo-woo type of way. I just mean in like a practical way. I mean, if you're driving down the street and intending to go somewhere, but then you come across a roadblock and you can't get past, then, you know, maybe you're not going to be able to get to your destination. Or maybe there's an alternate route that you can take. Now, if you don't know what the alternate route is, well, again, you're kind of stuck in the moment. You can choose to find out what that alternate route might be, or you can give up and shrug your shoulders, turn around and go back to wherever you came from. But this is what I mean. Like, you know, there's going to be some pretty practical things in the way potentially if that's part of your situation. And these practical things are circumstances that you can't do much of anything about. However, once you let go of control, it will open your mind up to other possibilities. Like in our example, like, you know, you might have been dead set on going that route to get to that place. But maybe you realize because, you know, circumstances are not conducive, that maybe you should make another choice, whether that's to find another route or choose another destination altogether. I'm not saying you necessarily have to do that. You may not have to choose a totally different goal here, but it certainly is indicating that there's this sense of that you just can't really control all the factors here, and you're going to have to work within your circumstances to find your way through or forward. So that's the first thing. To achieve your goal, realize that you can't control it all. Secondly, here with the wood pig here, moving up the vortex, there's an indication here that you should look to something greater than yourself in trying to navigate the circumstances and get to your desired destination, so to speak. So, if you are religious, if you believe in some higher power of some sort, then you can perhaps appeal to that higher power to help you and to guide you, so that you can get to this destination with the help of the spirit realm, shall we say. Okay, so that's interesting. Let's see what else we can find out about how you can achieve your goal, option one. So how can, oh, wait a second. Okay, so this is the Six of Cups. And I'm not going to lay this card down, but it is interesting because, you know, it has the connotations of flights of fancy, of maybe believing in the unbelievable or in the impossible. And that ties back in, I think, with the wood pig message here, that you've got to appeal to the higher power, perhaps, if you are inclined, if you believe in that sort of thing. But let me see if I can actually pull some cards here, some more cards for you, option one. So how can option one achieve their goal? Okay, we have the King of Coins. Can I squeeze that in? Okay, yeah. And we have, the Queen of Cups. Interesting. Okay. The plot thickens. Or rather, maybe things get a little clearer for me as the reader. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Swords. So, for many of you coming to this reading, your goal is to have some kind of relationship. It's something related to a relationship, because we've got we've got two people here, a masculine and a feminine. And so, since we do have a masculine and a feminine, maybe your goal is romantic, actually. Possibly. Some of you, surely, because that's the crowd who watches pick-a-cards to a large extent. So, your goal then, if it has to do with another person, whether this is a platonic connection or a romantic, even though, again, my immediate sense was romantic, honestly, you can't do it all on your own. You can't make everything happen, because it all has to do with a second person who's involved, and that person gets a say. They have thoughts and feelings and goals of their own. So, you know, unless yours align with theirs in some kind of way, then obviously you can't make the thing happen. Now, with the Queen of Cups coming through, there's certainly a sense that, again, we're getting a message about spirituality, or at the very least intuition here, that, you know, listen to the signs, watch the signs, and heed the still small voice within you. You know, check in with yourself and see if what your goal is actually is right for you. So yeah, I mean, because it's possible here. I mean, again, you can't really make it happen, and you may decide, well, I'd rather have have a goal that I can actually do more about. So yeah, again, as I said near the beginning of the reading, you don't have to choose another goal, but just understand that you come to a reading about how to achieve your goal, and you know, this is a disappointing message, but you know, you can't really control this particular situation, seeing as how it deals with another person. Now, this is platonic. It's kind of the same thing, you know. You still have to deal with other people's personalities and whatnot. Um, so the approach of getting some spiritual guidance, uh, some personal spiritual guidance, is I think still very relevant. And the cards do indicate that it's quite possible that you already know within you um, what is and is not possible here. Let me see if we can get a little bit more information for you here. Option one. So for option one, how can they achieve their goal? We have lost bitcoins and El Tattoo. Let me see what's at the bottom of the deck. Can I squeeze all this into the frame? More or less. Okay. Okay, we have El Vape. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, this is very interesting. It seems that now we are getting kind of a self-worth message here for you, option one. As I was saying, you know, you have to check in with yourself, your own intuition, to help you to know and understand whether this goal really is something that serves you to achieve. Um, you know, the cards seem to be indicating that um, you would do well to value yourself and your worth and really get grounded in that. And from that basis, from that foundation, then you should be able to make uh, good choices about how and even whether to proceed with this goal that you have. Because it does appear to involve another person. And if the other person is unwilling or is dragging their feet or is doing something else that you feel is not respectful of you, then maybe it's time to consider another path. Find the alternate route, perhaps to an alternate destination, which is not probably what you wanted to hear, option one, but that seems to be the gist here of this reading for you today. So, hey, if you didn't really like this or resonate with it, you know, you can choose option two or option three. Maybe they will fit your situation better. Alternatively, you can go and find another reading altogether. There's so many wonderful readers here on YouTube, for example. So I do sincerely hope that you will find whatever it is that you are looking for, and that you will be able to achieve whatever goals are for your highest good. And I sincerely wish that you will figure out what that is. Okay, so if you like this reading, option one, please consider subscribing or liking this video. And thank you again for joining me here today. Okay, so if you chose the sunglasses, I'm going to put those over here, and this will be your reading. And again, today we are answering the question, how can you achieve your goals? So let's see, option two. How can option two achieve their goal? Okay, we have the fire rat, light and shadow. And we have metal horse, engage the heart to heal. Also, I should mention the bottom of the deck here. Metal dog. Simplify your life. Okay, so how you can achieve your goal, option 2, is first and foremost, it looks like, to recognize that there may be a need for you to work on your own healing. Now, I don't know if you are inclined to seek some kind of formal therapy or not, but if you feel that that would be beneficial to you, that's one of many ways to heal your heart. But if you prefer a more DIY approach, certainly there are many things in the world that you can take up that can help you, you know, whether that's self-help type stuff. Do they still have those? I'm sure there's still, I don't know, do they call it something different now? They call it like personal empowerment, but I'm sure there are many books and probably YouTube channels and all that that are devoted to this sort of thing. But, you know, however you feel best in helping yourself heal, pursue that. Here we have a horse on the picture, and so I'm actually inclined to say maybe healing for you would involve some kind of animal therapy. You know, take up some hobby that involves animals, or go out to interact with them. There are different, I think, venues. I want to say petting zoos. I don't think that's what they're called, but you know, look around in your local area. There may be organizations that are actually devoted to just this kind of thing. But if you don't want that explicitly, again, there's other ways to get involved with animals. Go volunteer at a shelter, for example. But yes, healing is first and foremost what you need to do, and I guess that is so you can have a good foundation within yourself again to, you know, be able to go out and achieve the goal, and to recognize, this is interesting because it kind of is kind of echoing part of the message I had for option 1. Then once you have the foundation, you'll be able to make good choices, or better choices, you know, heart-centered ones that are within yourself, and not ones that are born of fear or anxiety. So that's first and foremost. To achieve your goal, it looks like you need to focus on yourself and get well, first of all. Secondly, recognize that life is not black and white, that there are so many shades of gray, and nothing is all good or all bad. Well, many things anyway. I'd say most things are not all good or all bad. And, you know, navigate your path accordingly. Like, understand that if there's something holding you back from moving towards your goal because, oh, well, you know, I think it would be bad to do X, or interact with those people over there, or fill in the blank, or with the thing that you feel is not good, you know, it may be worth a second look, because, as I said, you know, there's nothing or very few things that are all good or all bad, and that thing that you are considering as being bad may actually have some good elements, and maybe this is about learning to be resourceful, like the rat is. The rat is a survivor, and the heart healing we were talking about here actually could involve, first of all, recognizing that you too are a survivor, and that you can deal with whatever comes your way. That's, again, about restoring a firm emotional foundation for yourself. So if something happens and it's not good, then you can learn from it, but you can pick yourself up and dust yourself off and try again. So again, life is complicated, and things aren't all one way or all one other way. And so in order to get to your goal, you may have to make some compromises. And that's not a bad thing necessarily. I mean, bad is, say, what you make of it. I mean, it's the difference between lemons and lemonade. Okay, so for option two, how can they achieve their goal? Okay, we have the Hierophant. And we have the World. And at the bottom of the deck here, let's see, we have the Tower. Okay, so yeah, this is about changing your perspective on some things, so that you can have other avenues through which to achieve your goal, to not be so narrowly focused on how you want to achieve it, but instead focus on the goal itself and look around you and see what ways are possible for you to get to that goal, even if maybe they're not your plan A or they're not your favorite option. Maybe there's some, as we were talking about before, some not so good things about it, but maybe there's actually good things about it too. And that's, I think, what the cards are calling on you to focus on here, is on how you can utilize those things in order to get to where you want to go. So this calls for a certain dispassionateness, I suppose. Not being so attached to the vehicle you use to get there, I guess is what I'm saying, because it's about the destination, not about so much the vehicle. So with the Hierophant here, this is, getting, again, there's this sense of good versus bad or right versus wrong. And you need to understand that, it's okay to open yourself up and not paint yourself into a corner, or not limit yourself based off of notions that maybe aren't really correct, in that you're not seeing a fuller picture of the thing. Maybe you are having some kind of myopic view of something. You're focused on that one tree that has a broken limb on it, instead of looking at the entire beautiful forest. So yeah, open up your mind to other possibilities for how to achieve the goal, and then you can start moving forward again. And this is, again, after the heart healing, or maybe in the midst of it. Maybe the heart healing, whatever it is you choose to do, will actually help you to have this holistic paradigm shift that apparently is needed here in order for you to achieve that goal. All right, so let's look at just a couple more cards here for you. Option two, how can you achieve your goal? Okay, we have L prime. And La Border Wall. Let me push that up. Can we see that? Okay. More or less, I guess. All right, and what's on the bottom of the deck here? We have L safe space. So again, the vehicle is less important than the destination. So I think this is about reviewing your own values and understanding that you may need to change the way you look at some things so you can move forward towards your goal, whatever that goal is. And the cards are indicating, yeah, it's not about staying in maybe this place that is dissatisfying because you're not able to reach your goal, but at the same time, it's kind of stifling because you're not letting fresh air in. You're not letting the sunlight in. You're not uh, considering, as I said, the other possibilities. So this is a matter, as I said, about stepping out of. Well, I didn't say this, but this is probably going to require that you step outside of your comfort zone. Not only to seek the heart healing that you need, but also to choose a different vehicle, one that maybe was not so appealing to you in the past. Okay, so option 3, I'm going to end it there. Thank you very much for joining me. Now, if you enjoyed this reading and would like to see more readings like this here at this channel, please consider subscribing to this channel or giving this video a thumbs up. I'd very much appreciate it. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, so if you chose this cute little handbag option 3, this will be your reading. I'll put that up there. Can we see that? Okay. So again, the question we're answering today is how can you achieve your goal? So for option 3, how can they achieve their goal? Okay, we have the fire pig, raise your frequency. And we have the wood tiger, powerful beginnings and progress. Okay. And what's on the bottom of the deck here? We have the water ox, softness and gentleness. Now this is kind of mixed, isn't it? Because I mean, we got this tiger, the wood tiger going rawr, and then you got the water ox, which is soft and gentle. So I don't know what kind of goal you have, because you could be asking about any kind of goal, any at all. It's up to you. But it seems that it's going to take a balanced approach to achieve it. You're going to have to, in the immortal words of Kenny Rogers, know when to hold 'em and know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away and know when to run. So you're going to have to get some balance in your approach and in your thinking. There are going to be times on this journey towards your goal when you're going to need to be fierce. But there are other times when you're going to need to fall back and be very yin and wait for developments. So that's the first thing to achieve your goal. Adjust your approach as things come about, as information comes to you, as the circumstances develop. Secondly, here we have the fire pig, raise your frequency. So this is about getting into, well, I guess this is getting into a high vibe, as they would say. I guess the New Age aficionados would say. This is about your level of consciousness and the energy that you put out. You need to have an energy that is open and able to receive whatever it is that you are seeking. Maybe your approach so far has not put out that kind of energy. Maybe you've been too fierce and just kind of always fierce with this, or maybe you've been too passive and just kind of always a knot on a log. And here, in order to raise the frequency, you need to be willing to do what it takes, do what the occasion requires, along the way. So yeah, there will be times when you need to be aggressive, and times when you will need to be docile. And that's actually kind of a tall order, I would think. That balance is going to be very delicate. But again, I think with the frequency raising, it is about having a mindset that says I'm willing to be flexible and to make these changes as they need to be made so that I can progress towards the goal. It's like be like water. When something tries to get in the way of water, what does water do? Water disperses. Water simply flows around the blockage in so much if it can. So be like water. Sometimes you'll be a raging I don't know, a raging tide. Would that be tide like a tsunami? Oh, that's not great. But anyway, yeah, you'd be like, sometimes you can be fierce water and sometimes you can be quiet and gentle water. Whatever the situation calls for. Okay, so let's see what else we can find out about how you can achieve your goal, option 3. So for option 3, how can they achieve their goal? We have the Tower, which I believe came out at the bottom of the deck for option 2. So I don't know if option 2 might be useful for you to watch, but if so, you might want to check that out. And we have the Two of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, so we see the duality here again. This is about making the right choice at the right time, how to respond to developments in your situation as they arise, and choosing the right approach for the development, whatever it may be. So yeah, this is not you can't be a one note type of person and get to this goal, whatever that is that goal is. You've got to, like I said, be more flexible. Um, uh, yeah, more flexible. And yeah, this is calling for you to maybe not be so rigid in your thinking, which again, as I said, it kind of reminds me of option 2. So do go check that out if you were at all drawn to option 2. So, all right, so I am going to end your reading here, option 3, because things are getting very loud in here. So I'm sorry that your reading is a little short, but I think you get the gist of things here. So thank you very much for joining me. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking or subscribing. Until next time, hopefully, goodbye.